people are understanding the injustices that is happening in Palestine, and they want to add in and help out and make sure that we aren't donating any money to genocide or war, and we're doing our best to make sure there's a ceasefire, because we don't like to see children, women, and families and men being tragically killed.
I'm here to support the Palestinian innocent babies and women. I have a message to our president. Mr. President, stop this genocide. I thought you are a man of faith, a man of values. You betrayed all of us. No more.